Now we're going to make the indicator light that goes on the switch panel. This is the light that lights up that lets you know that the switch is in the on position. And I've already laid out everything that we are going to need for this. I've already cut my wires. I'm going to need two 1-foot wires stripped and tinned on each end. I'm going to need a couple of shrink wraps. Next we're going to need a red LED, and you can search Amazon for this product ID and you'll come up with this LED. Okay. We are going to need a 1K ohm resistor. You can use a little bit smaller resistor, but that's what I like to use. Search for this product ID on Amazon. This resistor will come right up. And lastly, you're gonna need a mount, LED mount. This actually the LED goes inside like that, and so that's what you see on your panel. And you can put in that ID on Amazon search and it'll come right up. Okay, let's get started. Now this is a pretty simple circuit. It's about as basic LED configuration as you get. These LEDs are maximum 2.5 volts. 2.2 volts actually, not 2.5. So even if you're hooking them up to your 3-volt bus, you're going to need a resistor. So let me go ahead and show you the schematic. So we'll put the resistor on the positive end. Set that aside for now. Again, resistors, doesn't matter which direction. And then so the black over here, I've actually have them switched since I was playing with the polarity. In this case now my white wire is going to be my positive and my black wire is my negative. There you go. And that's it. That's all you got to do. So let's get all that soldered together. Now again, on your LEDs, your positive side is your longer lead, your negative is your shorter. And so I am gonna first hook up the resistor. I'm gonna hook it up to the positive side. Let's trim that lead back a little bit. Not entirely necessary, but keeps things tidy. And we'll turn one end of the resistor. And we're going to solder those together. Okay, let's solder that together. The other end, let's go ahead and attach a wire. Just put a wire on the other side, so hook it up the other way. So let's take and put a little bit of heat shrink. Put this into position, and we can put this other heat shrink over. And so there is my indicator light all done. So that'll just go on like that. And it's finished. Okay, here's how the indicator light is hooked up to the switch. On the switch, here's the black and the white wire that connect to the Tortoise Switch. Now, the one wire is hooked up to the black, the same lead as the black wire that the Tortoise Switch is connected to, and the other one is connected to the same lead that the white wire of the Tortoise Switch is connected to. Now, when the switch is in the down position, the light is off. And over here, the track is pointed to the main line, and the main line dwarf signal is green. Let's flip it. You could hear the Tortoise Switch switch to the other position. The indicator light came on, and then over here you see that the track switched to the turnout, and the turnout dwarf light, the turnout dwarf signal turned green, and the signal for the main line turned red. That's how it's supposed to work. Now, the last thing I said I was going to do is I was going to put this manual throw onto the switch. It will do absolutely nothing. It's just going to be there for looks. So I've already cut this piece. That's going to get it up to the level that it needs to be, and then I will just glue that on. But first, I need to cut this little piece off. This actually, see this little, let me grab my X-Acto knife and stop bumping the camera. So, focus. This little pin right here, on the end of it, there's holes at the end of the throw. That goes into the hole, and when you manually throw it, it won't do it because I've got too much tension on it with the Tortoise Switch. But you can see when you manually throw it, yeah, let's get it on camera, it moves in and out. There. We don't need that functionality. So I am going to cut off that pin. I am just using this for show, like I said. Okay. So I'm going to glue this down. That right on there. To free this up a little more, I am gonna cut, and I'm gonna snip this off. Don't need it. All right, so now this can sit there and not affect the movement of that at all. So there we go. Okay, project's all finished. I got everything cleaned up. So now I'll give you a little overview of what we just did. All right, so we had just installed a Tortoise Switch and installed two dwarf signals and a switch to control them with. Also, we installed a manual throw switch. The manual throw switch is just a dummy. It doesn't do anything. And when we flip our switch into the top position, that means that the turnout is thrown. It is turning out off the main line. And you can see here that the track is pointing towards the turnout. So I'll switch it the other direction. Oops, that's the wrong one. I'll switch it the other direction. And you can see the signals change to indicate that the turnout is now going along the main line. Now, over here, you see that the light went out. I flip it up. That means the switch is thrown, and you're not on the main line. So, when it's off, all your switches are in the main line. Now, so far I have two. The other one is just right here. So I have installed 2 Tortoise switches so far, and they work great. Yeah. So there we go. That's it for this video.